Hello fellow old schoolers, and welcome to this second game of the evening. The first match we saw from this particular evening, where we're testing out our tournament decks and trying them out, was my robot/robo-geddon deck coming up against the deck, and this time it's the Party Crasher trying his luck against this control-ish archetype. And we'll go a few minutes over the decks here. I won't go into too much details on the deck because we've just seen that, but I'll be sure to include a deck picture here. If you want to skip one or all of these deck techs and go straight to the first match, I'll put down a timestamp in a comment below, and you can press that timestamp and go straight for the match itself. Let's go over the Party Crasher. So this is Jimmy's new brew. Now Jimmy is, this is the first time for him on the channel. He's an old-time, old-school player, but at some point I believe he sold his collection way back. And he's just been getting back into old school here, and has been starting out with the Party Crasher deck. So it's unpowered, but very slick here, being black and white, but we see some immediate differences between this and the Dead Guy Ale that we've seen on this channel a lot. Whereas the Dead Guy Ale is primarily black with a white splash, this one is like a 50-50 brew, or actually I think it's more white than it's black actually, revolving around those Armageddons, 3 Armageddons, and the land taxes to get basic lands in. So you can't really have more colors than these two because you need those basic lands to get the land tax to work. Then it has a creature base of 4 Black Knights, 4 Seven Alliance, 4 Serra Angels, 4 Hypnotic Spectres, and a Singia Vampire, so just a lot of aggro here. Mind Twist and Demonic Tutor, of course, the Chaos Orb, and then we have the Disenchant and a couple of Spirit Links main deck as well. I suppose it's just additional removal here, but I also suspect that he can use it in conjunction with his sideboard strategy. It has those 3 Divine Offerings in the top, and then it has 2 Greeds, and I think the Divine Offerings and the Spirit Links will work in conjunction with those Greeds, so that you can get additional draws out of that. It also works very well with the 4 Drain Life in the sideboard here, so I bet if this deck ever comes up against a burn deck, he'll be able to heal up a lot of life with Divine Offerings, Drain Lives, and Spirit Links. At the end of the sideboard we also see a full playset of Terrors that I imagine will be in there against other aggro decks and mid-range decks as well. Though I don't suspect they'll come in handy here in this particular matchup, but I do believe the Greeds are great against the deck because the deck doesn't provide a lot of pressure early on, so you'll get some early card advantage out of that, out of those Greeds. And I suspect that yeah, we might see the Divine Offerings as well. That'll make sense with all the artifacts from the deck. So, primarily an aggro deck here, being 50-50 in its creature base. Some very efficient creatures. And then we have those Armageddons to finish the game straight after some creature drops. And in combination with the land tax, so that the Party Crasher can bounce back from those Armageddons faster than the opponent. So that is the Party Crasher. Let's go a quick dip into the deck. And I went over this deck in the previous video where I played against it with Skynet. It is a classical version of the deck here, 4 Yimday Tomes, all the removal, though it does play with a Mirror Universe main deck here, just to switch life with the other guy. I suspect that his 4 Sorcerer Plowshares and the Fireball and those 2 Abyss main deck will be MVPs in this particular matchup, because he needs everything he can get his hands on to kind of try to block the early aggression out of the Party Crasher. I suspect that he'll put in his Serra Angels after sideboard, just to be able to block creatures. I suspect also in anticipation of the other guy taking his Sorcerer Plowshares out. But we'll see. This is the matchup. An aggro land destruction deck coming up against the deck. So this is round number 1 here with the Party Crasher on the left on the Dragon playmat, and the deck on the right on the other Dragon playmat. Here's the hand of Party Crasher, Scrubland, City of Brass, Thinker Vampire. Let's see. Land text, Spirit Link, and a Mrs. Factory. He's holding his hand a bit too high, but I made it possible to see here. Same deal here. Tundra, Volcanic Island, a Mox Ruby, Mirror Universe, and a blue card, a black card, and an artifact. Kinda hard to see here as well, but both players sufficiently mana fixed here. We obviously see that the deck has power. He's fully powered, so he must be the favorite here. I mean, not only is he fully powered, but it's also the deck, right? So we will see if the Party Crasher can pull up a fight here. Factory coming down, answered with a Tundra with a Mox Ruby from the deck. Scrubland, and okay, attacking straight into a white mana source here. Daring Lady Fate here, but made it work. 2 points of damage into the deck. Attacking again. No bolts either. A Volcanic Island down here. Second Scrubland. And a land text coming down. Oh, getting mana drained though. So I suspect the deck must have an idea what he's against. Really just wanting to... oh, Black Lotus. Brain Geyser, and he even have a single mana source, single extra mana from that mana drain. So he draws 3, 4, 5 cards here. Oh yeah, that was the first time that he played his Lotus actually this evening. I think this was the first game recorded actually. He just bought that unlimited Black Lotus there, traded in his collector's edition, and then got his first unlimited version here. So cause for celebration. That's why the people were cheering and they were saluting each other. First time he plays that Lotus. Oh, there's an Armageddon though. Straight after all those draws. Though the deck still has a Ruby, it does put him back a bunch. He'll have a bunch of cards in hand though, and likely some lanes, but I suspect Party Crasher must have some lanes as well in order to do this. Would have liked to have that lane text out as well, but the deck must have known what he was against. Removing it immediately. Felverstone coming down here. Pretty damn hard to mana screw the deck like this. Yeah, it actually does more damage to Party Crasher here, it seems. Where are those damn lions and other 1-drops here? Book coming out. Okay, got a Scrubland. And a Chaos Orb here. But the deck, after all those draws, he must have a Disenchant, right? I suppose he did use one on the land text, but still, there's the other one. Chaos Orb getting removed. Okay, changing it a bit here. There's a regrowthing the factory, getting the factory down. Okay, another land drawn by the Party Crasher, so at least he still has cards. Oh, look at that hand. 2 Spirit Links, Serra Angel, and a Thinker Vampire. Nothing that very useful. Oh, they all get mind twisted here. Not that it really matters that much. The Spirit Links are dead draws in this matchup. I do suppose that the 5-drops would get down. He draws a City of Brass here. I wonder if that Armageddon was perhaps what did him in, actually. Coming over for 4 here. Would have liked an Armageddon now. And the deck can't even counter. Lantex. How many lanes does he have? He has 4 lanes. Oh, and the deck only has 3. 4 now with the library. Attacking with them, and not being within library range. Keeping a double blue mana up here with the Felverstone and a Tundra, just to be able to counter. Now he likely won't put down any more lanes, the deck, because that'll make it possible for the other guy to use lanes. Oh, and he is within library range actually. Drawing a card with that library. Activating a single factory and attacking and pumping it. Looks like a Time Walk or something coming out of him here. No, nothing like that. Discarding a Balance. Okay, a lion coming out. Trying to defend its master. Getting countered though. Talk about an aggressive move. Scrubland in hand. But I suppose he likely has several countermeasures here. Being able to use that library. Coming in for 4 again. I think this is game. Putting Party Crasher down to 4 points of life. Yeah, he forfeits the first round here. So the deck wins. Really just stomping the other guy here. I think that Armageddon was a bit premature, but it's very difficult to say. I mean, the Party Crasher would play for like this because he wants the deck to postpone the deck as much as possible and get his cheaper creatures out. Second round here. Counterspell Time Twister Source to Plowshares. And there was the Abyss and 2 Volcanic Islands and a Sol Ring for mana. The other guy has a City of Brass and a Factory in hand. Considering whether to mull or not. Armageddon as well? Or is it a land tax? Showing his hand here, it's an Armageddon. 2 Armageddons, 2 Swarms, a City of Brass, a Measure's Factory and a Savannah Lion. I could just barely see it when I slowed it down. Okay, so he'll bomb the Bald State with no end in sight here. Getting out a Savannah Lion and then likely just casting Armageddons as much as possible. City of Brass here. That's the Lion. Nice 1-drop. Pinging him for 1 point of damage though, that City of Brass. That's a Volcanic Island and a Sol Ring coming out of the deck here. He won't have any white mana early on, but he might have a Fireball or something. A Factory coming down. Drew into a Disenchant here. Could Disenchant. No, was that a Disenchant? I think he should Disenchant the Sol Ring immediately. I don't think it was a Disenchant though. Another Factory. Now will he play that or does he try to get... No, he doesn't. Instead he'll try to... should attack with the Factory here though. Why didn't he attack with the Factory? Okay, Lion coming in for 2 though. Now that's a blocking Factory. It can't pump itself yet though. Black Knight. I should play the Black Knight. And then attack with the Lion. Another Factory. Okay. Doing that instead. I should pump the Factory for 5. Doesn't do that either. Then why didn't he attack? He should have activated the Factory with the other Factory and then played the Black Knight then. Okay, now he pumps it. Okay, at least that's that. I'm a bit surprised about the double Factory play because he has an Armageddon in hand. I think he should play that. Get the Black Knight out, play the Armageddon, and keep the Factory in hand. Then play that. But maybe he's a bit reluctant to do so when he has just... No, he does play the Armageddon. Getting countered here though. Could attack with the Lion. But the other guy will just block and pump with the other Factory. Another place is Scrubland. Okay. That surprised me. Putting the deck down to 9 points of life. I would think they would play the other Armageddon, but it doesn't seem like it. Now Time Twister out of the deck here. I suppose he really needs... He's scrambling for answers here because he doesn't have any white mana. So he can't get rid of that darned Lion. And the Factories are in danger of just rushing him down here. So we'll cut a bit forward while they shuffle through their deck one more time. New hand. Serra Angel. 2 Serra Angels and an Armageddon and a Plains. Some Black Knights and stuff like that. Out of the Party Crasher here. Oh, we see his hand. Okay, that's a Chaos Orb as well. A couple of Plains. Good hand. And what would we have here? Okay, Fireballing the Lion. That's fine. I think he's pretty gleeful that he can now get down his big beaters instead. The Fireball has been used. There comes the Angel. Now he should probably at some... Just keep on... Now he should probably... If he can, he should disenchant the Sol Ring and then cast Armageddon. Maybe not. Brain Geyser here. Aha, that's a lot. But he should probably then just cast his other 4/4 flyer. I think he has a vampire or something like that. Another angel. I mean, if he casts Armageddon, he'll lose his factories. Coming over, I think he should attack with all. I mean, if you attack with the factories, he'll put the deck down to 1 point of life. I think he should have. Choosing the Armageddon instead. Very risky, but I suppose. Because the other guy will still have his Moxen, but no white mana, so I suppose it makes sense. He loses his factories though. And the deck can take 2 attacks from that angel. Now it's a plane's coming down. As a disenchant in hand. I really want to crack the other guy out of his white mana sources here. Balance, disenchant, another angel and a black knight. I don't know. Library coming down. I can use that immediately. Drawing with the library from the deck here. Down to 5 points of life. He has used his land drop here. He can't play that. There's a book. He couldn't play that factory. He just played a library. Not that it will matter that much. I mean, the angel can just fly over here, putting the deck down to 1 point of life. The other planes and a Chaos Orb makes sense. Can use that to, I don't know, destroy an Abyss or something, destroy the book. The deck only has one out here. It's the Abyss or a white mana source, if he has a Swords to Plowshares in hand. A viable option could have been just to disenchant the Black Mox. Another factory coming down. I think next turn he should disenchant the Black Mox and then perhaps Chaos Orb the library. Oh, there's an Abyss though. And a Chaos Orb. Okay. Man. Now the other guy, when he untaps, he goes into his upkeep immediately. He can't Chaos Orb the Abyss because the effect from the Abyss will be on the stack and he will lose the angel. So what to do here? You should use the Chaos Orb probably still, while the other guy is tapped out. Oh, he's mana starved though. Only a couple of planes. The deck being down to 1 point of life. What to do? Disenchant the book, disenchant the Chaos Orb, disenchant the book. Or the Abyss. I mean, I don't agree with this play. Yeah, he's mana starved. Because the other guy will just Chaos Orb his Chaos Orb now. He could have used the Chaos Orb instead. Attacking with 2 factories. Now Chaos Orbing. Now Chaos Orbing the Chaos Orb. See if it hits. Yeah, it flipped 1.5 times. That's 1 dead Chaos Orb. So, as said, I think he should have used his Chaos Orb and kept the disenchant in hand. That's a swamp though. He only needs to do 1 point of damage here. But as we've seen before, the deck has turned it around. On 1 point of life. So to do, you should play the swamp, obviously. Now, if he had used the Chaos Orb instead, he would have a disenchant in hand to handle the factory, one of the factories. At least, I suppose there's that Black Lotus that can be used to counter. Very well done, getting the deck down to 1 point of life, but it does seem... it seems so brutal here. Alright, cheers. People coming in here. It seems so brutal here because you have the Black Lotus as counter backup. You have the Abyss, and those factories will get in, and an active library of Alexandria. It's really giving it a good think here. Three mana. And Armageddon would be great, obviously. Yeah, I still think he should have attacked with those 2 factories with his angel. He even though it would have delayed the Armageddon a single turn. But I think the deck would have been dead by now. Maybe. Difficult to say, because then the deck would have a whole other turn with full mana. Okay, he's passing the turn back to the other guy. Entering the factories, attacking for 4. Party Crasher being down to 9. No more lands out of the deck, and it does seem like the Party Crasher is a bit mana starved as well. Oh, okay, land text coming out. But the other guy only has... he has 3 lanes, so he can't even use the lane text. But I suppose if the other guy wants to play a colored mana source, the other guy, Party Crasher, will be able to activate the lane text. Now, putting the other guy down to 4 points of life here. No, 5 points of life. The deck at 1. Okay, you can activate the lane text now. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, if he's mindful of it. Okay, yeah, he discovers it here. It might be too little too late, but it will mana fix him, and it will also, siphon lands out of his deck, making the odds better for him to draw some kind of answer here. He didn't, he drew into a City of Brass. Lots of lanes. Now he can only get down to 4 lanes, and won't be enough to play an Angel. What do we have? An Armageddon, that makes sense. Oh, that's the counterspell though. That's game. Next turn the factories will get in. The Lotus did it again. His brand new Lotus, his prized possession here. Another counterspell in the hand of the deck. Yeah, so the deck wins 2-0 here. I really think that the Party Crasher could have taken it the second match here, if only he had attacked earlier on. Instead of casting that Armageddon, but hindsight is always 20/20, right? And it's always easier for us to sit back here and just try to optimize plays. Though I do suppose that's much of the fun as well, and also a learning experience. But yeah, the deck took this one 2-0, but the Party Crasher will see more of that, especially once we go down to the Long Island crew as well, with our full crew for a matchup with our 2 playgroups coming up against each other. We're bound to have that one in the books as well. And also just make a shameless plug here, because we have a tournament coming up in Aalborg, the city we live in, the 12th of March. So it's pretty soon. And we'll have an old school tournament here with room for 60 people. I don't know how many have signed up by now. Probably about 40 or 50. So it's going to be a rather large one this year. So yeah, if you're interested, sign up and join us. You can write to me in the comment section, and I'll hook you up. It would be great fun to see as many of you guys live as possible at some point in time. And if not the tournament coming up here, then perhaps another one. Yeah, after this game, I will take Skynet and bring it into a battle with the UR Counterburn deck. So stay tuned for that, and I'll catch you in the next one.